Hey everyone, this is Matt Keller at York Indoor Golf and Training Center. I hope everyone's doing good out there, and I'd like to welcome you to day 2 of our instructional video series. When I work with my students, there's 4 basic fundamentals that we always begin with right from the start, and today we're going to talk about the shaft plane. So day 1 we learned about posture. The posture we set up, we want to make sure we maintain our posture as we swing the club up to the top of our backswing and then swing back down. So number 2 is shaft plane. We want to be able to swing the club in a good circle around our body. So what that means is, you can see on my training aid here, the shaft plane is basically an extension. Think of an imaginary line that extends through the club, that extends through my body. So when we watch our good players on TV, really good ball strikers, they swing the club up the shaft plane, up to the top of their backswing, and then return back down the shaft plane. Or they start on the shaft plane, then the club goes a little bit above the shaft plane, goes up to the top of their backswing, and then it returns back to the shaft plane. Some of these players get the club on the shaft plane up above their head, while others actually get the club to return to the shaft plane somewhere around their hip. It's indifferent as long as we're getting it back to the shaft plane or as close to it as we swing back down. One of the things, the biggest issues we want to avoid is we want to avoid the club getting really flat and way underneath the shaft plane as we get up, as we take the club back on the takeaway, because when we get flat, it typically almost always results in getting steep as we come down. So a couple of things we want to avoid there. How can we practice this at your house? So I have a really great training aid. It makes it really easy to practice this. Inside. When I'm outside, many of you have just some of these driveway markers, just sticks. They go right in at a diagonal angle into the ground. Again, you can just practice going up and down the shaft plane there. Another way you can practice this is, a lot of people have a stand bag. And again, when I put this stand bag down, so when I set up here, the club is going to travel up the top end of the bag. It's going to go up to the top of my backswing, and again, it's going to return back down as close to that angle as possible. So what we're after here, we want to swing the club in a really good circle around our body. We want that club to travel up and down the shaft plane as much as we can. We want to avoid it being too flat underneath it or too steep above it. Really great fundamental, number 2 in the things that I always teach. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow when we talk about the target line.